Netflix has been having a pretty damn good second half of the year, and while they might have had a few good releases in the first half, can't really recall any of them, unfortunately. But you've had Frankenstein last month, Steve last month, and Knives Out coming out this week, which I hope I get to review as early as I can, because I do not want to watch that on Netflix. And now Train Dreams, and I was a bit speculative going into Train Dreams. It's been the talk of town for a couple days now, and while I did want to watch this when I saw its initial release, I wasn't too sure. I mean, Netflix has done these type of movies before, where they make it like a 4:3 ratio. It's a bit more deeper, and maybe the feel of the movie is a bit more warmer and softer. And I haven't really enjoyed them too much. Not that Netflix, of course, made the entire movie, but Netflix has a track record of making probably more movies that are a bit lively, exciting, and I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not a fan of either one. That when Netflix releases one of them, but Train Dreams is honestly amazing. Uh, there's really nothing bad I can say about Train Dreams. There wasn't like a dull moment in the entire 100 minutes this movie went through. Um, Everything. I mean, the acting is incredible. I think Joel Edgerton does amazing. He's gonna get nominated probably for actor performance of the year. It's unbelievable. He does such a great job, and I'm kind of a sucker for these movies. And as much as I was worried about this, I am a sucker for these type of movies. Life of Chuck came out this summer or spring, I can't really recall. And I mean that is probably one of my top 5-ish movies that I've seen this year. And Train Dreams feels like a more artsy version of Life of Chuck. So if you're gonna make one of my favorite movies of the year and just make it a bit more artsy, I'm gonna love it. Like I said, Joel Edgerton did an amazing performance. I mean, every single decade we see him in, it feels like a completely different man. And of course, he's going to be. It's a different time. You have different stuff going around him. I mean, it feels like he's witnessed everything. He goes through the logging. Um, you see the black dude killing the racist guy. Time goes on. The train updates as the movie goes on. You have the TV with the man on the moon. You have him flying on a plane and getting all those flashbacks. I mean, this movie's unbelievable. I think it might do what Life of Chuck did even better. Which I can't believe I'm saying within the same year. This movie's unbelievable. I love that a lot of the shots in this movie are wide shots, and there's almost little to no editing in a lot of these scenes that are going on. It's just a still shot, and we see the bigger world instead of just a close up of Joel throughout the entire movie. And we get this feeling that yeah, Joel's character is going through so much shit. Like his family's dying in the fire. His one of his best work buddies died in the at work. He's just losing so many people. Uh, he's losing his will to work, and yeah, it feels like he's still just a microcosm in this giant world we live in. Also, you have the scene where his buddy, like I mentioned earlier, this guy who he was kind of growing on, and he was talking so much and doing all the religious stuff, ends up getting shot because what was his brother killed him? I feel like I'm misremembering that part. And the entire shot is just completely wide, and what they could have done was had a bunch of these noises like the wind blowing in the trees, the birds, the bugs, the bees, whatever. And instead, we only hear what Joel hears, which is the dude explaining to them, you got a problem with me, you can deal with this, blah blah blah. And there's no other noises really happening. And it's so impressive to me because this movie has such a hook on me with how good its sound everything is. The score, the the few soundtrack moments, the sounding of the landscaping is unbelievable. Every single step you hear beautifully. I said this in previous reviews. I'm a sucker, and it makes me like, horny for these type of sounds where he's walking through a forest and you hear him stepping on sticks, leaves, uh, you know, uh, fall leaves, so they're cracking a bit more. He's walking through his house. The wooden steps are louder and louder every time he walks through it. Unreal, unfucking real. Train Dreams is just unbelievable, and I haven't mentioned the director yet either. Clint Bentley. Um, I have not seen your other film. I think it's called Jockey or Rodeo. I'm not too sure. I cannot wait to see that because Train Dreams is absolutely fooled me into believing they might be a great director because this movie is unbelievable. And if you haven't seen it on Netflix, please see it as soon as possible. I wish this was in theaters. This feels like something I would see in in my theater, and I'd just be sobbing at the entire time. Because I'm not gonna lie, half this movie I was crying to, and that ending is unbelievable. Where he's laying down in his bed, and you can see the life of the house is completely taken over his body, and of course the entire house itself, and then it just cuts to black, and then the credits roll. I mean, Train Dreams is unbelievable, unreal. I don't even know what else I can say about it. This is just one of the best movies I've seen this year. It is, along with Sorry Baby, I think it's one of my early predictions for film of the year. It's kind of like gonna be like this, Sorry Baby, Sinners, and One Battle After Another. I mean, it's been an amazing year. It's probably my favorite decade of film I've ever lived, or sorry, my favorite year of film that I've lived through in this decade.